You think you are shy. You think confidence is something you were never born with. But what if the real problem is not shyness at all? What if your confidence is being destroyed every single day by communication mistakes you don't even realize you're making? Mistakes that feel normal, mistakes that feel polite, mistakes that slowly erase how people see you and how you see yourself. If you've ever felt ignored in conversations, if people interrupt you, if your ideas are not taken seriously, this video is for you, because confidence is not built by motivation. It is destroyed by habits. And today, you're going to see exactly which habits are killing yours. Why do some people say very little, yet the moment they speak, the room listens? They are not louder. They are not aggressive. They are not trying to impress anyone, yet their presence feels solid. Now ask yourself this honestly. If confidence was really about personality, why do confident people exist in every personality type? Quiet, introverted, reserved. So the question is not, why am I shy? The real question is, where is your confidence leaking from? Let's start with the first leak. Mistake number 1. Talking too much to prove value. This is the most common communication mistake, and almost everyone makes it. You feel the need to explain more than required. You add extra sentences. You keep talking because silence makes you uncomfortable. Deep down, you believe that if you stop talking, people might think you are boring, stupid, or not confident. So, you overtalk. But here's the truth. Most people never realize. People don't respect information. They respect control. When you talk too much, you signal insecurity. You signal that you need validation. You signal that you are afraid of being judged. And the moment you seek approval, confidence collapses. Think about the most powerful people you've observed. They don't rush to fill silence. They speak. Then they stop. Silence works for them, not against them. Confidence is not about how much you say. It's about how comfortable you are not saying anything. What to do instead. Say exactly what needs to be said. Then stop. Do not rescue the silence. Do not explain again. Do not justify. Let the other person respond. Silence is not awkward when you own it. Silence becomes pressure on the other person, not on you. Now think about this. If you don't respect your own words enough to stop talking, why would anyone else respect them? That brings us to the second mistake. Mistake number 2. Ending sentences like questions. You say things like, I think this could work. Maybe we should try this. I'm not sure, but this might help. Even when you know you're right, you turn statements into questions to avoid responsibility, to avoid judgment, to avoid rejection. But here's what happens internally every time you do this. Your brain hears uncertainty again and again, day after day, and slowly your confidence erodes from the inside. People don't follow uncertainty. They tolerate it for a while, then they ignore it. This doesn't mean you should be aggressive. It doesn't mean you should pretend to know everything. It means your delivery must be clean. What to do instead? End statements firmly, not loudly, not emotionally, firmly. Say, this is the approach. This is the next step. This will work. Confidence is not volume. Confidence is decisiveness. People trust clarity, not hesitation. Ask yourself this. How often do you weaken your own message before anyone else even reacts? That leads to the third mistake. Mistake number 3, over-explaining simple things. This mistake feels polite. It feels helpful. It feels intelligent. But it destroys authority. You explain things that don't need explaining. You add background. You add logic. You add examples nobody asked for. Why? because you don't want to be misunderstood, because you don't want to seem rude, because you want acceptance. But here's the hidden message you're sending. I assume you won't understand unless I guide you carefully. That is not respect. That is insecurity disguised as kindness. Strong communicators trust comprehension. They state the idea once, clearly, directly. They don't babysit conversations. What to do instead? Say the idea clearly one time, then stop. If someone asks for clarification, then explain. Not before. Confidence is shown by assuming intelligence, not compensating for doubt. Now pause for a second and reflect. Do you speak to be understood, or do you speak to be accepted? Because those two goals lead to very different outcomes. Which brings us to the fourth mistake. Mistake number 4. Reacting instead of pausing. Someone challenges you, questions you, disagrees with you, and immediately you react. You interrupt. You justify. You rush to defend yourself. Reaction is emotional. Pause is powerful. The fastest way to lose confidence is to show that you are affected. Confident people do not rush. They pause. They think. They respond on their terms. That pause does 3 things. It shows control. It forces respect. It protects your confidence. What to do instead? When someone challenges you, pause for 2 seconds. Not to create drama, not to intimidate, but to show that you are not shaken. Then respond slowly. Your words matter more when they are not rushed. Here's a hard truth. If silence makes you uncomfortable, you are not afraid of others. You are afraid of your own presence. Fix that, and confidence starts forming automatically. Now we come to the 5th and final mistake. Mistake number 5. Shrinking while speaking. This one is subtle, but it destroys confidence faster than all the others. You don't shrink physically. You shrink in presence. Your voice fades at the end of sentences. Your energy drops mid-thought. Your delivery becomes smaller as you speak. Not because you are wrong, but because you are trying to feel safe. Confidence is not words. Confidence is presence. And presence dies when you try to protect yourself instead of expressing yourself. Watch confident people closely. They don't dominate. They don't perform. They don't overact. They maintain the same pace, the same tone, the same presence from start to finish. They finish sentences completely. What to do instead? Slow your speaking speed. Maintain steady volume. Finish the last word fully, even if your heart is beating fast. Presence is trained, not felt. Now connect everything you've heard. None of these mistakes are about shyness. They are about leakage. Every time you talk too much, every time you doubt your words, every time you over-explain, every time you react instantly, every time you shrink while speaking, you leak confidence. Fix the leaks, and confidence stabilizes on its own. No affirmations, no fake energy, no personality change, just control. Most people will watch this video, feel motivated for a few minutes, and then speak the same way tomorrow. They'll stay comfortable, invisible, ignored. But this channel is not for motivation. It's for people who want structure, control, execution. If you're done consuming and ready to build real confidence, subscribe to AI Selfcraft. Not for me, for the version of you that refuses to stay ignored. Most won't, but you might.